y'all ever noticed that the barometric pressure is directly related to how annoyed you are in any given moment? It's remarkable how a 50% increase in annoyance correlates with a 50% increase in barometric pressure. Anyhow, I'm almost there. Give me a second. I think I actually gotta mute this mic over here. My phone is now locked up, and I gotta relaunch the stream so I can see your chat, y'all. Hold on, I'm here. Ah yes, popping into chat to tell me about people dying. He was a Nate. He was a Nate, another Nate. He was a Nate. He was probably part of the collective. Good Lord, how old was he? He couldn't have been, what, in his mid-60s-ish? Seems a little young. Well, R.I.P. Nate. Not our Nate, but a fixture in Old Two-Town. May he travel swiftly into inked paradise in the sky. Yeah, around the same age, yeah. Not our Nate, but another Nate. Not our another Nate, but another Nate. Alright, let's dig in, y'all. I think I'm here. It sounds like I have audio. I got it on the playback. Let's test that. Well, thank you for letting me know. That is unfortunate to hear. I hear music. I hear me voice. Oh, yes. Anyway, sorry, that just reminded me. I forgot to tell you. Enjoy your stream. Tonight is gonna be a night of boring, repetitive motions. The truth of the matter, which goes into painting, is everyone's favorite part, which is priming. It's almost like I'm doing this to irritate a specific community member who's not even here at the moment. No, that's not true. I'm actually here to, I gotta get it done. So we're gonna dig into it. Shouting at airbrush. Yes. As always, thank you for stopping by, Cassie. Everybody in chat say, hi, Cassie. Just my big sister, y'all. She's the best. All right. What are we digging into today? Y'all? We're priming, and we have a ton of models. And what I'm going to try to do this evening is make it somewhat interesting, and kind of show how we can juggle models Now, usually when I'm painting a model, like if I'm doing a set of just 5, like this star right here, then you could probably hit them with a nice light coat and, you know, get it done quickly and keep them dry enough that you can keep working and keep painting. I think in this case, we have enough models that we can probably blast through them just one at a time, up and down, get them done, and see how it goes. We can all, oh my goodness, I hear a thing.
Comstar Knight donated a $4.99 super chat. Prime that mech with airbrush pings off door.
First off, thank you for the generous dono, Mr. Comstar. That is a true story, by the way. And I have that airbrush here. I ought to make a piece of art with it. It is a little bent in this moment. The back end, I can't quite get it to come off. You can see there's a nice curving action to it now. The trigger is seized up at the moment, but I don't think that's from the throwing at the door. I think that's actually from the chucking it. I think it's from the sitting here. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, but you do work out.
Do I work out?
Give me 10.
Fuck. Yeah, I guess I do. All right, let me give you your push-ups, Mr. Mako. Let's do it.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
All right, 10 coming right up. You guys can enjoy my catch-all eBay table in the meantime. I'll let you out 10 push-ups. Drop and give me 10. I'll drop and give you 10. I'll give you 10 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's that? All right. Pen for you right there, mister. Do I got a pen? I got a pen. Sometimes I don't know where my pen is. We're going to do push-ups counter right here. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you, Mako. Anyhow, welcome. eBay table catch-up. Yeah, what do we got over here? We got the bee lady printed out. We got Squirrel Girl. We got the egg project. We've got Crescent Hawks. We've got a long neglected project in 2 places. We've got a set of, what is that over there? Those are 15th Arcturan Guard. We've got a diorama. We've got a set of models that needs to get shipped out. We got a set of models that needs to get photographed. We got Crescent Hawks. We got 3 drop ships. We've got, what are those back there? Those are playing Wolverine. And a variety of boxes that who the fuck knows what's in them. It's a cluttered mess, and I never get ahead enough to process through it. And now that it's been on camera, it kind of just is on camera. I thought about putting up a green screen back here so y'all couldn't see the fucking clutter, but who cares, man? Remember, it's a hobby space, and hobby is messy. Okay, anyhow, welcome to the stream. We're doing something unusual this week in a paint every day setup. So we're working on a project. We're trying to get it done and out to the client as soon as possible. And today we're priming. I need to find a surface to put these models on. Let's see if this will work. What is this? Yeah, this will work. So we get started into priming. we're going to take inventory of what we're working on, and we're going to relocate them onto this box so we can set it here temporarily. And we're going to get our spray booth set up. We're going to clean the airbrush, and we're going to get dug in, and we're going to chat about things and fart around. So make sure to hit that like button and show some support for the channel as we try to bring this place back to life while we're working on who knows what anymore. And if you're not already a member of the Country Fried Minis Discord, make sure to sign up down below. We want to see what you're doing. Okay, so we've got 12 mechs. We've got 6 bases of infantry. I've got some other vehicles that have to get added, so I'm gonna have to do another session of priming after tonight, before the stream tomorrow morning. But hopefully what we're gonna do is get ourselves set up to do, if we don't get to base coats tonight, we'll be doing base coats and like initial washes tomorrow. Hobbs doesn't clean up after himself, but it's not good. But it's not good fault. He's messy. He's a stuffed tiger with no ages. It's true. Not his fault. Yeah. All right. So we're going to be priming everything white using Dynalres white primer tonight. I think this should go all right. We might hit them gray first with a zenithal on top, but I think we're just going white. Not really sure, to be honest. We might do a zenithal on these and then white on our other mechs. So because we're priming, I've got some other projects that I'm going to be prepping for the eBay store. I've got my my star of clan mechs here. Let me tilt this camera down a little bit more so y'all can see the end of the table here. Right, y'all. These are going to be going up on the eBay store. We got a vulture, a madcat, a daishi, a puma, and a uller. Those are getting primed in white because we're going to do those in wolf beta galaxy. Got another set here of inner sphere mechs for the eBay store. We got a stalker, a thunderbolt, a raven, a an LRM carrier, and then a Poe tank. And they're going to be in Pleiades Lancers colors. And then, of course, we've got our 2 reinforced lances to toss in to our project. But first, we're just going to get these out of the way so we can get set up over here and get stuck in with some priming action tonight. If any of y'all have shit to share, let me know. You can post it on Discord and we can bring it up on the screen. But you should ping me here in the chat as well, so I give you the attention needed. I may miss it on the phone otherwise. All right, so we're going to move these lads briefly. They're going to join the clutter that is already over here for now. We're going to get set up. We're going to make sure our airbrush is running, and we'll set up our little booth, I guess, here in a moment. But first, let's see if our airbrush is functioning. You never know what state I left it in. It actually looks like our trigger is functioning and flowing. Let's see if we can push the needle through. That may or may not be the case. And it appears that we maybe need to clean out. No, maybe not. I might have cleaned this last time I used it, y'all. You could believe it. That's flowing, or that's moving at least. Let's see if we can shoot anything through it. We got air coming through. Let's put a little water in it. Put a little water in it and shoot it into the spray out pot here. Dude, come on now. I just want to point out that all I've actually done here to clean this last time was I made the point to rinse out the cup really good, spray some acetone through it, and then I pulled the needle out and wiped it down. And that is all I've done. The only thing getting shared is hot farts out of this paper tube. But, so I thought the paper tube kind of cooled the farts down as they reached the other end. Are you saying they're still hot when they make it out? It's not enough time to bring it down from body temperature? I'm dubious. I'm dubious of this claim. Anyhow, let's put on A respirator.
All right. Let's see. How's that doing? How's that doing? Can y'all hear that? It looks like I have green bars where my voice is coming out. Superheated, you would say. I don't think that's true. I do not think that's true. I don't think you can superheat parts. I am incredulous, Mr. Mako. Nonsense. Okay, so I think I want to film this process here. So we're going to try something a little different. Something weird about the sound? Yeah, it's the respirator, mister. It's the respirator. Also, welcome, Nathan. Welcome. Okay, so what I'm going to go for here, I kind of want a shot, a high shot of setting this up. So I think what we're going to do is get this up here and in position and film this. We're going to film this pro video right there. Let's move this a little bit maybe. We're going to film the whole setup here, and then we're going to get the backing set up, which is right here. We're going to take our backing, and we're going to put our backing in place, and that way people can see what that looks like, what that entails. We get in position. We're going to get our water cups set up. We're going to pop out some gloves for the camera, and we're going to put them on. Only thing I have to share is kittens. Yes. Yes. Alright, and then we got our airbrush here. We're going to get set up. We're going to make sure we have a pipette. We're going to make sure we have our Stynylrez ready to go. Boom. And then we turn on our compressor, which was already on. And we're going to shoot some through here. So we'll do this. And we'll do a little test shot. Little test shot back there. We'll do a test shot right here on the table. There you go. Perfect. The mask on your face will probably protect from rogue tattooed parts. I think that's correct. I would not be surprised to know that. And we got our boys right here, the whole set. And we're going to push that up into place. Racha. And we're going to make a little room for it over here, I guess. And we're going to start priming. So we'll fill this back up. We're going to dig in, y'all. So enjoy the music, enjoy the flow. We're going to start priming. And I think we're just going to try to do a nice light coat. Up and down, all around. And we're going to get stuck in and we're going to prime a fuck ton of models and get them looking all right. Now we're doing a kind of low flow here. And the idea is this is basically already dry to the touch on the model as we go. So we don't want to build up too much of this stuff where it's like wet or shiny. We just want to get a good dusting. And the idea here is that as you build this up on each individual model, they're still dry enough that if you're only priming like, you know, 4 or 5 or even 2 or 3, you can move right onto the painting right afterwards. So lots of light coats and a one big heavy one, just as always, right? Small coats instead of heavy coats. All right, and we can pause this. Boom. That's good. Let's move the camera out of the way for now. Let's bring those legs in. And we can set that off to the side. Let's bring this thing back in. Alright, let's get stuck in, y'all. Let's listen to some music. Let's talk some shit. Let's paint some shit. The flow of these fusion-powered parts. Fusion-powered. So, how could you get farts in the battle mech then? You're talking fusion-powered farts. Could you, like, have, like an emergency heat ejection system that's in the CT that fires a plume of gas out the back in an effort to drain the heat of the system? Mech farts? Mech farts to go along with the mech balls? I don't know. It seems a little too silly even for me. Yeah. We're having some flow problems here. Having some flow troubles. Wet farts. Liquid methane fusion fuel. The whole mech is powered by farts. Does that just mean you have a paper tube jammed into your ass as part of your equipment, and your farts are powering the mech? Am I to understand that correctly? Because I think that's insane, first off. But secondly, it's also kind of funny. Uh-oh, we got some clogging. Here we go. The clogging begins. It's gonna be time to take the thing apart and clean it. Yep. We're already clogged, y'all. Have fun. Mark it. 25 minutes in, we're already clogged. It's the paint itself. It's this shitty Amazon Stynylrez. Full of little bits of paint. Oh, we maybe have cleared the blockage. And actually, in that case, I think we're going to favor a heavier flow for a minute. We have enough models to maybe spray it on a little heavier, so we only have to do the one pass. Maybe. We'll see. Slink lost a fuck ton of biscuit coins, and it doesn't even matter. Also, welcome, Slink. That is not the Locust Labs, actually. That's the one from the, that's Catalyst. I think I have a Locust Labs one nearby, somewhere. Over there on that table. Well, that's where the pilot seat toiletries end up going a paper tube straight from the pilot seat into the engine. Ah, yes. How big could that paper tube be before it stops being a tube and starts just being a hole? Alright, we're just gonna, like I said, we're shifting tact here. Y'all probably can't see, but mixed into all the sprays on my glove here are all these little specks of like poorly mixed bits of paint. So we're gonna favor some high pressure instead of what we were doing in an effort to just get this moving. Honestly, you know, with 3 hours, I bet you we can get some nice results going. We could probably get on into the base coating. We shall see, though. We shall see. Ooh, I see a painter. There is a painter here. It's getting a little covered over with the spray at the moment, but we did put a painter in there. That's in honor of you, Mr. Nathan. For those of you who know. For those of you who don't know, you gotta join the Discord to know, and then you'll know. Then you would know the things. Then you would know the thing. Then and only then, actually. Holy shit. I get my airbrush set up and start painting again. Yeah, the airbrush really adds so much to the experience. I am generally a fan. Mostly I like that it lets me do this step indoors. And I don't have to go outside and look like a crazy person spray painting. I don't look like a hooligan outside vandalizing buildings with a spray can. Which of course is a concern of mine. Alright, this is our War Dog. I don't know who did this mech actually, but it is an interesting take. Turning the War Dog into a normal looking mech. A controversial decision, but I'm not going to question it. I am just going to paint it. We're going to hit it, get it good and coated, and honestly, we don't really need perfect coating here. We just need a bit of a surface to provide a good tooth for our later coats to adhere to. That'll be fine, hunky-dory. Can we keep a tally of how many airbrush clogs happen, like a yogurt punch-out card? The War Dog sculpt was done by White Rook, I think. Oh, interesting. Okay. It does kind of look like a White Rook design. I won $500,000 off a Dookie. Wait. It's 50 times. The Dookie's a 50x. That's good to know. Yeah, I think the payouts are potentially a lot better on the slots, but the odds are just kind of bad. So to answer your question, Zach, it's maybe starting a tally is a bad idea. I blame most of it on this particular paint. So I bought my last batch of Stynylrez off of Amazon like I usually do, and they arrived completely separated out. Like all the pigment was in the bottom. And when I shook it up, you guys probably can't see it. I spent a lot of time stirring it, but there's still these little specks. These little like chunks of kind of partially cured globules of the primer, and it clogging my needle up, unfortunately. But what do? I think what I do is I get through the rest of this bottle, and the next one I buy will be from Blick down on Market Street instead of ordering online. I lived in an apartment for a while and always get glares by the dude in the unit from Crossroads Wood Prime. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. See, and for me, like, I can't even prime in the building. I gotta go down to the street level. So I'm just a dude on a sidewalk in the city, downtown, with a fucking rattle can, shaking it up and spraying it. Like, obviously I'm not doing anything illegal just by using it, but the chances of getting accosted by SFPD are pretty significant. But the airbrush makes all this possible. That said, there is like a fine dust all over my apartment from doing this. I don't have a really good filtration system for this. I just have my fans blowing and my mask on. Don't buy white Army Painter airbrush primer, it sucks. Okay. Let's get a fresh one of these, maybe. Let's give y'all one of these, right? We'll start up here this time. Double line that. Oh yeah. we're gonna fill in the tips too. Is that coming through at all? Kind of. That's for you, chat. Alright, Warhammer's next, I think. We might do another color one too. I also got a larger needle sleeve that helps with prolonged spraying for priming. Seriously, on the basic 0.3 needle, I think I got 2 seconds for it clogged. I could spray any other paint I had. Fair. Sword play, yes, yes. It is a sword. Yeah, and you know, Slink, tip drawing is definitely a big factor as well. That's why I like to, I don't know if y'all can hear it in the audio, but like I'm letting air flow the whole time. So anytime I let off the trigger, I don't just fully let off. When you do that, you give that paint on the tip a chance to like really dry, and it'll build up a quick, a really bad dry tip really quick. Now, in my case, the paint itself that I'm using is kind of sus, unfortunately. And a lot of the clogs are happening from that. Had to thin the primer like 20% primer to 80% thinner, and it's still clogged. Oh, that sucks. I'm just using it as a brush primer for touch-ups, etc. now, yeah. Honestly, I haven't really done much with brush priming, honestly. I know it exists out there. Now, we're about, I think we're almost halfway done with these. Let's see, we've done 3, 6, 8 mechs. We're a little less than halfway. We've almost done all the vehicles though, or all the infantry at least. I still got a few vehicles to do on top of that. Now, my clan mechs here, I think are going to get a little more love with this color. I need a nice solid coat because they're going to be painted in speed paints mostly. The commission mechs can maybe get a little less thorough coverage because they're going to, I think at least the olive drab ones are going to be fully airbrushed with the primer coat, with the base color. Not really sure exactly what we're going to do on the Northwind Highlanders. We may do those with a base speed paint layer, followed by some edge highlighting, because they're like a woodland camo pattern. And then most of the focus on those is going to be in painting the tartan pattern, which will probably be our, if I had to guess, that'll be the Friday stream. But these boys are due Monday, and we're going to paint till they're done, stream every day till they're done. That's the plan. Airbrush is greater than rattle can is greater than brush, but they all work. Yeah, I think it largely depends on your like what you're trying to achieve. I'd be a little worried doing hand brush priming if you're trying to do like any kind of display qualities. You want that really smooth coat of the airbrush, I think, for doing display stuff. But if I'm just rank painting some boys, I could see using some hand primer. Oh, they put me back on top messages again. I want another painter on here. What color paint should we do, y'all? What color paint? I got a few options. Well, I got 2 options. I got two options. Do we want a nice bright emerald green paint, or do we want a turquoise painter? Let me know. First one to tell me gets it. trying to skip this ad. That was an unskippable ad, y'all. I think it's a double unskippable. Nope, I can skip the second one. Green paint, it rhymes. We got it. I got a thing of Steinway and Vallejo to test out. I dropped mixing balls in them to help mix. Hopefully that's enough. Let's get a nice big one. We get started about right here, I think, and we'll run it all the way up to there. How about that one, Chat? That's a pretty good one, I think. Let's intensify those edges, too. Edge that dong a little better. You can almost see that. You can really see that on the phone screen. Oh, perfect, perfect. Hold on, let's give it a little... And then we'll just get it all green back here. Yeah, yeah, there we fucking go. That's for you, chat. That's for you. It's really for me. Of course I click back on the scene when you're airbrushing a dick. Well, yes, yes, yes. Yes, indeed. And the best part is that's going to live there basically for the rest of the stream. We might do a turquoise one later. Here at about the... hour and a half mark, maybe. Alright. So I think that's good. Let's take a second and clean our tip, I think. Let's pull out this needle. And we can see we got a whole bunch of white caked on it from earlier. And I think first we'll just give it a wipe and see if it comes clean. But we also have some like crud here from before. So I think we're going to take just a second and we're going to put some, we'll put a little acetone up and down this thing. Yeah. So we're just going to dollop a little out on this here thing. And we're going to try not to get it on our paint-laden fingers, which I just did a little bit. Ooh, let's be careful. I don't want this to turn sticky, because this is the hand I'm handling the mix with. So we want to be careful about that. But we'll get this nice and clean. And then I think we're also going to blast a little bit of acetone through our airbrush. Now, as always, if your airbrush has internal O-rings that sit right behind the follow-through piece here, this could be bad for us. So just make sure you know your airbrush at least decently. Know what it looks like. Take a second to you know, read the manual about your airbrush, right? This one is all metal parts that seat together, so I'm not worried about it. We don't have a Teflon ring or anything. Slick says, you see Mini Hulk Max uploaded the Gunsmith mech. I did not see that it was uploaded, but I saw some cheeky update shots from an inside source to the back channels. It was really cool to see. I could see printing and painting that sometime soon. I think it'd be good. Alright, so let's continue almost. I think we're right at the halfway point for these mechs. So let's get in there. Let's spray them down. Frank M says, Styrol Res is my go-to. Thins down when it dries, even when I over-apply. It's got a really good self-leveling agent. Now, that said, I have seen if you over-apply it, it tends to crack. It does like a peeling and cracking effect, which is really, really noticeable. I had that happen when I was trying to show my brother how to use an airbrush. And we were priming some metal models. Yeah, they were Infinity models. And they tended to, I hit them way too heavy. Just way too much flow, way too much paint. and they got a really bad like cracking effect. This is the Direwolf from Locust Labs, by the way. If you guys want one of these and don't have access to a 3D printer, head on over to my eBay store. It's ebay/USR/country_fried_minis. I sell a nice kit. I think it's 5 variants. It's either 4 or 5 variants. But none of them compare to the classics, in my opinion. This is a chunk of a model. Prints beautifully, looks great, still fits on a base somehow. Big chunky boy. All right, who's next? We're gonna put paint on our, what is this, a Shadowhawk 2C? I think that's what it is. I want that, yeah. It's really nice mech. And it's supported really well too on the printing end. So if you buy your own from Locust Labs, the pre-supports are really well done. They're, I think they're, I'm pretty sure they're Atlas support solutions. And they've done a fantastic job. It's a huge model and it still prints out without having too much suction, and it supports itself as it pops off. Despite being a giant chunk of resin, it works so well. Beautiful work. There is absolutely a reason I shill so hard for Locust Labs. Really appreciate what they're doing. All right, let's get a refresh. We have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 mechs left. We got 8 mechs left and 2 infantry bases and then 2 vehicles. And we are done with the priming, and we can maybe move on into some, I don't know, some paint work probably. I'm trying to think about like what we actually need here. Airbrush wise, we can maybe airbrush the olive drab mechs, have their like base color. Though my hose is leaking some moisture, so we may need to let this may need to let the compressor kind of cool down for a bit. Anyhow, I'm gonna keep grinding. Only complaint in Locust Labs needs a little better WYSIWYG. A variant I'd include like to be accurate. Sculpts are really great though. Time to drain the compressor tank. So I don't actually have a tank on my compressor. I really wish I did. I think that might be the next hobby upgrade. Sink only complaint is Locust Labs needs a little better WYSIWYG. Yeah, that is true. I think what I'm gonna do is compile a pretty solid list of like where the WYSIWYG is bad and send it their way. I just had a big chunk of garbage shoot out the tip of that. There we go. It's cleared out now though. Yeah, some of the WYSIWYG stuff is like not on, and I think for most people it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter so much. People generally don't care that your models are, illustrating the proper variant. I love a good WYSIWYG mech. I love when models are accurate. I love the challenge of making them look accurate if they're not. Now, you know what? This mech might do a little orange peeling. I think we're getting a... Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I think we're getting some heavy mix happening. Let's clean this out real quick. Phew. A T fitting in a 2-liter bottle will give you all the tank you need. Will it hold the pressure? WYSIWYG is awesome. I love making my things match accurately. Yeah, me too. Me too. I love it. Alright, this thing was starting to spray a little bit of green out. I don't know if y'all can tell, but there's a little bit of green mixed into that white. So I think what we're going to do is just give this a few spray throughs. Let's pop the moisture trap for a second. Moisture trap is cleared. And let's blast some water through this a few times and just get this like really set up. We have been airbrushing for like what? Almost 40 minutes. Soda bottles can take up to 200 psi before they explode. That's fucking awesome. So you're saying if you put the proper fittings on it and set it to 50 psi or whatever it's running at right now, I use pretty high pressure, it'd be fine. My thing is it's not required, but if you're going to do it, then commit to it. Like if you're printing a model, then painting Prometheus, it should match its canning for pickin paint. If you want to paint a random direwolf or random killer, I don't care. Yeah, that's fair. I like WYSIWYG, but I've never seen anyone make a big deal about it in Battletech. Some 40k people insist. Yeah, well, it's ingrained in the rules in 40k. So I think my love of that, or at least it was in the past. I don't know if it is anymore. My love of the WYSIWYG approach definitely comes from being an old school 40k player. I love being able to tell what my opponent has at a glance and like being able to deal with it without having to dig into codices or like data sheets or whatever. I do appreciate that the Battletech community is like cool about not enforcing it, but I really encourage it myself because I think it's an opportunity in like modeling as well. Like doing a conversion on an old metal mini and doing some custom sculpting and some weapon swapping, I think it's fabulous, and it really gets you engaged with the hobby and with that unit, and it brings you into like it gives a finality to your decision making, if that makes any sense. Like, do I really want this Timberwolf A in my unit? And it's like, yeah, I do. I like that variant. And then you take the time and effort to convert your Timberwolf to be the SRM6 on one side and 2 PPCs instead of the regular one. I think it's great. And unfortunately, I feel like the hobby aspect of Battletech is just kind of glazed over quite a bit with the whole with the approach of the ready-to-go boxes. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Let me be clear. I would never enforce that on my opponent, but I love seeing the effort. I love seeing the time and the love given to the models. Over 100, you'll eventually stress the plastic over time. That's so fucking cool, mate. I might have to do that. I'll if I do it, I'll let you know. Battletech literally states WYSIWYG is not required in the rules, proxies are legal, etc. A lot of Battletech fans like to try and get as close as possible to doing what I see. Like to try to make sure the Atlas they field is at least an Atlas mini. It's not specific. Yeah, I mean, you gotta. The other side of that is I can just show up with paper scraps, and that's fine, and that's okay with the rules. But like, not that I'd enforce it for the game. but I think that attitude towards the mini aspect, towards the hobby end, really diminishes the amount of effort put into the hobbies. Like, okay, I respect the player a lot for painting up their Atlas model and showing up, even though it's an AS7A, right? But I respect that same player even more for taking the time to convert their AS7D to an AS7A and then showing off that hard work that went into it. I think that the current state of Battletech, as like put forth by these packs from Catalyst, does a little bit to diminish the hobby aspect. And as a mini painter, I'm first and foremost invested in the hobby end. I don't know. I see a lot of gray mechs. I see a lot of like just people showing up to play the game, you know, and that's cool, but it would be so much cooler if those mechs were converted and given some love. Yeah, it does a bit, but the counter to it is it doesn't breed the level of elitism that other games do. It's a give and take, but I like seeing the effort to not required. It's cool. I mean, yeah, I get that, but like taken to its extreme, why even have miniatures? And like at all, just put scraps of paper on the table, put tokens down. And I think it's important it's good to foster the community and allow people who don't want a hobby in to play the game. But at its core, I think it's good to remember this is a miniatures thing, right? Like it's about the miniatures. It always was. Plus, to be fair, Battletech isn't super conducive to the WYSIWYG stuff, as opposed to like at least with like a box of Space Marines, you have the options to do all the parts to make it look WYSIWYG, right? The Atlas does not come in a kit that gives you all the options to make it whatever variant you need. I play with little bags of paint. It's like, and you pop them when they die? Yes. Yes, yes, I'm on board with this. I am fully on board with this and want to do this now. Mr. Nathan, at some point in the future, we should have an IRL meetup and play Battletech with little bags of paint and pop them when they die. That's fair. It's more work to do it in Battletech with 40K simply because of how the minis are released, etc. Oh yeah. But you know, to be fair, there is a whole section in the Total Warfare book where they're converting the Direwolf into the Prometheus, or I think it's the Black Widow. Grandpa's hammer, dude. Grandpa's hammer lives right here. We got something we could kill? Do we have something we could kill? What do we have we could kill? Maybe not today, but soon. It says wizard, you know. It says wizard on it right there. Yeah, I think it's to cast with the hammer. It's for smashing bags, yeah. You tape a pin to the end of it. Like a push pin. What were we talking about before? The WYSIWYG thing? Yeah, I think honestly you're pretty dead on, Sling. Battletech is maybe one of the best games for like right down the middle. The only other game I can think of that's so like proxy friendly is Infinity. And it suffers from kind of the same problem that Battletech does, where it's so proxy heavy that the company makes no effort to release the other variants. Alright, we are just about done base coating these, priming these. If y'all can imagine, we got one more mech, two more mechs after this, 2 tanks and 2 platoons of infantry, and we are ready to move on to, I guess we'll itemize the olive drab boys and hit those with a base coat. That's what I'm thinking at least. See how far in we can get. Remember, we're painting these till they're done. Stream every day till done, till complete. Rip and tear till it's over. Rip and tear till it's done. It's till it's done. Only it's paint and goon till it's done. Yes. Ah, yes, yes. All right, let's recoat our Cyclops here. We've got a little green on it from earlier. So we're gonna hit it with a nice top coat of white. We're gonna go kind of heavy with this. We just want to make sure to cover all that pale green that ended up on it. Alright, much better, much better. Not really sure what's happening with that, if it's going to be speed paint or not yet. We'll get there. To be fair, if I'm printing the mech, I'll kit bash it and print the proper variant. I just don't want to drop $25 on one mini just to change this arm now. Yeah, I get that. And that's kind of why I think that the system, there needs to be a good system in place for those parts. And I think that, you know, there'll be some value in that. It's something I don't really see too much with 3D printers or 3D sculptors. Folks who do like a conversion kit for Catalyst minis would be pretty cool. Just like, if I could buy like an arm replacement for my Timberwolf for like, I don't know, $3 or $4, that'd be pretty sick. As someone who owns a 3D printer, I really take it for granted. Plus, I've got a little Blender know-how and could just do a lot of the kit bashing I want to do on my own. So the flip side of that, Slink, I think is, if you really want that specific mech in your set and you're willing to spend $30, $40 getting the model and the parts to convert it to the like, you'll probably you give it a lot more love, right? A lot more care, a lot more concern. Try not to fuck up your cuts, make sure everything's like attached really nicely, etc. And I think that's a really good part of the hobby that definitely gets neglected with these force packs. Oh, that's an ad. I hope y'all are enjoying the ads tonight. If there were sprigs like 40K, I'd do more. Yeah, exactly. A 3D print the right arm for the Wolverine and swap the AC5 for the Legislative Canadian 6M variant. Exactly. Yeah, I'm all about it though. But shit, you know, one of my earliest videos, the bad models in good game, I ended up converting my
Baba Bezos needs your money.
Who demands this ad break? That's a Nathan ad break? Alright, so I have to go to the other computer to do that. Give me just a second. chat has demanded an ad. You guys get an ad.
But you do work out.
Do I work
Give
out?
me 10.
I do work out.
Okay.
Here we go.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
You know, part of me's wondering, I could maybe, if I clear out this table, like entirely, if I could get this camera tilted in the right position so y'all could see the push-ups. We'll get there eventually. For now, you just have to assume I'm not lying to you. Also, nicely timed there, Mr. Nathan. Nicely timed. That was perfectly timed to sit right back down to an ad break, or to an exercise break. All right, here we go, y'all. We got this guy right here. We got this guy right here. We got a Poe tank. Oh, jeez. We got that guy, and then we got just one more vehicle right here. We got our Locust Labs LRM carrier. This needs to be nice and saturated. It's got some clogs going on. There we go. It's the best we're gonna get. I'm not putting more paint in that. One more little spritz. We were one drop shy of enough paint there, if y'all can imagine. Oh man, that's a nice looking tank. We got the this one is the Locust Labs LRM carrier, and then this one is the Locust Labs Poe tank. If you want, Mr. Zach, I can toss a couple of these in the commission, in the box when it heads your way. All right, so I think with that, we should maybe take a second and itemize our olive drab boys. So let's do that.
We're talking about the thugs. T
T
is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. Cause a thug can't spell.
A thug can't spell, that's true. Alright, let's get this going on. We're gonna take a second here. We're gonna dive back into our progress here, our process. And we're gonna pop open our discussion. Jumping Victor would be sick? Yeah, dude. Highlander, Thunderbolt, Shadowhawk, Starslayer, Jumpers. Yeah, a Grasshopper would be awesome. I love 6mm vehicles, remind me of old micro machines. Fuck yeah, dude. Alright, so let's go to this. We need to itemize. This thing is trying so hard to tell me to download the fucking app. Switch to this. Okay, close that. What's our next step here? We gotta figure out which is which. Okay. We want to do... Scheme has been olive drab. So I think I have olive drab. Let's double check it first. Double check if we have an olive drab. We have something close if we don't have. The flat green, that's not going to work. We do have olive green. We have refractive green. And we have 2 of those. I don't think I actually have just straight olive drab, interestingly enough. I think we might just start with the refractive green then, or maybe the camo olive green. That might be the one. We'll use that. I don't think I have I do not have just an olive drab. That is shocking. We got 2 bottles of camo olive green. We'll use that. Next set backflip. Hell yeah, do a barrel roll. Alright, so what are we looking for? What are we looking for? The initial one is generic olive drab will be the, where's he at? It's the Flashman. We do the Flashman. We do the Blood Asp. We do the Cyclops, which is right here. We do the Dragon Fire. The Bull Shark. And then I think that it is the 2C, the Shadowhawk 2C. Because the other one is Northwind Highlanders plus the Black Knight plus the War Dog. Okay, perfect. Perfection. Okay, so our next step now, I want to start base coating things with some camo olive green, which we're going to need a little cup to mix in. Is that one okay to use? I don't think so. I think I'm out of cups, y'all. Where are we sitting at? We're an hour and 11 minutes in. That's fine. We can work with this. Boom. Let's set back up our camera. I think this video is going to be a little more chaotic, a little more all over the place. Kind of a frantic energy to match the energy of going into this, tossing things around, diving into, 50 angles at once. Also, penis in the shot. Perfect. Penis in the shot. All messages. There we go. Jump scares. We could maybe do a jump scare. That would be kind of good. All right, so I'm going to show to the camera our camo olive green. I'm going to show to the camera our little cup. And we're going to put a big squirt in there. We're going to come in with our pipette. We're going to get some clean water and we're going to just squirt it in there. You know what? Maybe even 2 of those. Do another one. Do a barrel roll. Good luck. All right, we're going to come in. We're going to mix this up so it's nice and flowy. Try to show it to the camera so it's like wet. And you see it runs down the side, but it still stains. It's very runny, very flowy. That's what we're looking for here. All right. Da-da-da-da, 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 Okay, so from here, we're gonna just start hitting our boys with a little bit of, just a little spritz, spritz of the stuff. We're just gonna hit these guys with a nice light coating. Very light, otherwise it's going to beat up on the surface, and we don't want that. We don't want to flood it. This stuff is so thin it will stick down in the crevices if you overdo it. So we're just going to spray it heavily, but a little at a time. And that's like enough for the camera. I'll move this fucker out of the way so we can see what the fuck we're doing. Jump cut to a screaming hot paper tube. I may have to consult you on that. Your people will hear from my people. Alright, we're just gonna very, very gentle, little touches of this stuff. Like when we see it wet on the surface, we want to get away from that area. Any areas that don't have like enough built up on it, we're just gonna not worry about that. We'll come back and we'll hit it after the top layer dries. In the meantime, we're just gonna get our base coats down on these boys. We'll work our way all around them, little at a time. So I'm thinking what we're gonna do here is we're gonna hit these guys first with our camo olive, what is it called? Camo olive green. And we'll maybe come in from the underside and hit them with like an artificial shadow from underneath. And then we'll come down with a slightly lighter tone from the top down before we do our dry brushing coat. And that way we can minimize the amount of effort going into this. So honestly, there's a lot to do. And we're not trying to kill ourselves on this base coat, especially when you consider we're going back in with a whole bunch of weathering. We're hitting them with weathering. We're going to be hitting them with enamel washes, the whole gamut. It's going to be fantastic. And we want to save time where we can. Photogrammetry. Now, I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think if one of y'all sent me a photogram copy of your dong, I'd have to ban you from the Discord. I think that falls into some kind of violation of some rule somewhere. Actually, admin staff, you guys will have to determine that. Does sharing a STL file of your personal dong, does that constitute harassment enough to ban someone from the Prime Mini's Discord? I'm curious. How do we respond to that? Is that a bannable offense? I mean, I'm leaning towards yes, unfortunately. And I'm pro-dong, y'all. I'm pro-dong. But I think that is in the same category as sending unsolicited dick pic, right? Only it's actually just an STL this time. Or an OBJ, excuse me. Now, if any of y'all want to test that balance, only if they beat you with it? Fuck. Alright. Another Nate doesn't think it's bannable. Is that like a new level of dick pics, by the way? Is it more impressive to your intended recipient of the dick pic to send a fully photogrammetrized rendition in 3D of your dick. Ooh, that's a good point, Mr. Nathan. That's a good point. Or if you beat it. I think a non-beat pain can be constituted as art instead of pornography. And as long as it's not being beat or beating with it, you know, stream hands above the table, that it's not in violation of the no pornography rule. It still needs to go in the correct folder, yeah. Yeah, it's got to go to not the kids table and not general. And I guess technically, if you send it directly to me, that's not actually on the Discord and isn't beholden to the rules. So yeah, if you want to send me a photogrammed copy of your penis, I'll take it. I mean, it just means I'm going to know what your dick looks like, and all the mystery's gone at that point. So do you really want that on your conscience? Holy fuck. What the fuck is going on? What are we talking about? Is this just suggestive that I'm thinking of your dicks, chat? Maybe. I can't confirm nor deny that. But whatever it is, I like it. Hey, that's an ad. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Skip it. Country Fried Dick strikes again. Yeah, dude. You ain't kidding. Wait, don't fry your dick. That's a sure recipe to have a really bad time. Hot oil does not belong on the penis. So astute pay attentioners of the crowd will note that there are 4 helicopters and 4 stands of battle armor not present here today. Those are still sitting on my printer right now, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to do those in my own time. Hopefully before stream tomorrow, that's the intention at least. But we're going to get our base coating done, get some work. Holy fuck, time really flies when you're having fun, don't it? Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. I might bust out the turntable for this. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking about it. So I also want to take a moment to point out that as part of this project here, before I send these off to the client, I am going to photogrammetry all of them. So if you guys want to look at these up close in person, well, virtually, I should say, not in person, or play with them on Tabletop Simulator, they will be available for that. I don't know if y'all have seen any of the streams where we do that, but it's remarkable how well all the little details are captured in photogrammetry. It looks just like the real deal. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Just try to get a nice coat all over without building up too much. I think we'll have to do 3 passes on these mechs to build up proper opacity. Are we in frame? Yeah, we are in frame here. We just want to get a nice light dusting. We're mostly looking for areas that have weak coverage right now. The overspray from those spots will tend to just fill in wherever we have some weak coverage. But it definitely looks like we're going to need a 3rd pass. I think we'll come in with a shadow color after this one, maybe. I think, hopefully I got enough to do a pass all the way around. I definitely feel the moisture shooting out of my my hose fitting right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. The bubbling. It is not happy. It is quite moist. I think that fitting might need some Teflon tape. We can just spit in moisture. We may have to let this airbrush take a break, to be honest. It is not having a good time. I don't know what we could pivot to. I could maybe slap some speed paint on my other mechs, perhaps. Shift to a different project briefly. Or maybe not a different project, but a different portion of this project, perhaps. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We can start putting the initial colors down on our Northwind Highlanders, maybe. But try not to knock these fellers down. That's it, we're out of paint. We'll hit these again. We're going to let this airbrush cool off. We're going to put some of our initial, I'm pretty sure the Highlanders are like a woodland camo. Like the video? Like the video. What are you talking about, like the video? This ain't a video. But maybe like it anyways, if you're here. Because it'll help the algorithm push this to more people. So that we can have some more fun in here. Fun with dicks. Your dicks. As I juggle them in either hand. Wait. Yes. What I said. Alright, we're going to let this cool off. We're going to let our compressor chill out.
The amount of moisture inside that mask is really high anyways. My hands are wet. I think that's a good spot right here. Let's take a second and re-examine our commission. Let's get in and re-examine our commission here. Take a peek at what our requirements are. Where's it at? Active orders. Build and paint. Black remnant. Okay. For the color scheme, I want the Black Knight, Northwind Highlanders, and War Dog to be painted up as the Northwind Highlanders with a dark forest camo paint scheme plus the iconic tartan pattern and forest or foliage heavy basing. Okay, foliage heavy. I maybe should have put a different texture on the bases. I think what we'll do is we'll compensate. We'll compensate on the these boys and make it look more rocky, and then we'll put more foliage on the Highlanders. Okay. You know, I can get down on that. I can absolutely get down on that. Wait, what's it say? Attached is the sort of camo scheme I had in mind. And the next is the Highlander. Okay. So the camo scheme we're looking at is like this. I think the way we're going to achieve this, we're going to hit these boys with a... We're gonna hit these boys with like a greenish contrast paint. I maybe need to run to my local game store actually and get some more medium for those. I think we can make it happen. The only, unfortunately, the only green I have is this warp lightning, and it's a little too not forest. Bet you feel like Grizz after taking a step or two outside with all the humidity in the mess? Oh yeah, I should have showed it to y'all directly. I use your respirator to filter my stream hand fluids. Oh, don't you threaten me with a good time, dude. You don't need two hands for this one. 2 stream hands is too much power for one man. Well, you alternate back and forth, right? And that way your grip strength doesn't wear out as you're like in hour 3 of your gooning session. How do we make a nice contrast color without contrast medium? That's the question here. I think I have an idea. All right, we're going to move a few things here so we can get started in... Excuse me. Moving all these things that aren't part of our project. These are all the mechs for the project. These are all the my mechs for my project. They're going to get set to the side. These guys are going to get put on this tray briefly. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take our uniform green there and we're going to mix it up with some water to thin it down and a single drop of alcohol, and then to break the surface tension, and then we're going to add in some matte medium. And I think that'll do us really well and make a really thin, nice mixture flow into the crevices while also staining our surfaces. That's what we're going for. So let's get these over now. We'll grab that again in a moment. First, we want to clear this thing out. And then it lives in the pile of boxes right there, yes. All right, water up, paper towel. That's a nasty paper towel full of resin. The auxiliary hydraulic pump and controller module with pressure booster is to reduce the need for hand swapping at critical moments. Wait, you got a machine version? I didn't get the memo that that was out. Regular acrylic, medium, water, and alcohol. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, Mr. Nate. I got this medium, and then I got a bottle of alcohol around here somewhere. And then I think we'll use uniform green because it looks like a nice foresty kind of color, really bright tone. And then we'll go back in with, we'll take a black contrast paint over top of it to do the dark stripes. I think that's our plan here. So do this. Let's actually clean this thing out. I kind of need another cup, to be honest. Or I could maybe use my mixing dish. Liquid soap. Yeah, I'm a little worried about mixing soap into it. It might leave some residue stuff. I do have some alcohol right here. So we just need it to break the surface tension. I think I'd rather use, what's that stuff, the additive you put in your dishwasher, the Jet Dry. Like that would probably do really good. A single drop of that. Yeah, so we're gonna do these, a little bit of water. We're gonna mix up a nice mix. And I'm gonna grab my, would one of y'all give me some more push-ups while I hop up, please? And I'm gonna click this BRB screen. I'm gonna go get my dish and we can get started making that mix and get stuck into it. Where are we sitting at?
I do. Okay.
We're an hour and a half in? Yeah, we're halfway. All right, give me just a second. I'll be right back. Just got to go across the room and get my dish. And then drop and give you these 10. Thank you for the push-ups, by the way. Excellent. I just knocked something off. Oh, goodness. That looks almost really fucking bad. Yay! Drop it down. Oh, get me a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. We like to fart into the paper tubes. We do. We fart into the tubes. Okay, got the models. Got our stuff. We click the button and come back in. We do fart into tubes, you know. I'll have y'all know too that I walked by and my ample dumper smashed into the box of models and knocked the blood ass onto the ground. Luckily it landed on top of a cardboard box and did not hit the ground and shatter into 400 million pieces. So I was very happy to see that. Alright, so let's get our boys set up. Let's leave our titty girl in the shot, I think. We're gonna get set up to film this. We're gonna get this going. Jet Dry's classic ingredient, also mop and glow, but they don't make it anymore. Yeah, there was also Future Floor Wax was another one, but I'm pretty sure that's just like, acrylic medium. Like a thinned out, a high flow acrylic medium. It's an acrylic floor wax at least. I don't really know what the difference is. All right, camera, we're back on pro video. Let's get a good shot lined up, maybe off to the side here. All right, so we're gonna get out our cup. We're gonna show to the camera our uniform green and our matte medium. We're gonna come over here and we're gonna give it one of those. And we're gonna put out a nice big, ooh yeah, right there in the middle. And I think we're gonna do equal parts matte medium, and then equal parts again water, which just made a fucking mess everywhere. It's fine. We're gonna get this thing good and mixed up. This thing good and mixed up right here. Make this giant puddle, which has made a huge fucking mess. It's fucking everywhere, dude. It is everywhere. I should have maybe controlled this a little better. Too late now. We've made a mess. The chaos is free. Yes, yes, chaos. It's still like paint consistency. So we're gonna put a bunch more medium in there. Yes, yes. So good. And now we're gonna come in with a single dropping of alcohol. It's acrylic varnish, got the same additives as speed paint. You released a great wog on your palette, yes. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of alcohol in there, like 6 drops. That's ISO, by the way. And that's gonna fucking destroy our surface tension and create some fun stuff there. I think this is still like paint, basically. So I kind of want another big old fucking squirt of water into it. We're making this up as we go, yo. Yes, yes, making a fucking mess. That's what it's doing. All right. Let's fucking do this. Let's slap it on there. Something on that palette has reactivated. I think that's some kind of speed paint. Let's grab our least impactful mini. Let's start with the War Dog. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's already doing beautiful stuff. You know what? I bet I didn't even need the second squirt of water. Yes, 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 yes. That's basically speed paint. It's a little too thin. I should have put the second batch of water, but what we'll do, we'll compensate. We'll do 2 runs of it. We may just do this for the camera. I don't know. I think it's kind of working. We do a second pass. We can maybe do a darker color, but holy moly, that worked really well. Either way. A little too thin. Just a little too thin. I should have tried it before doing that last squirt of water. It was acting like paint and not a wash. Damn it. All right, Mr. Grizzly Troll, if you see this, I want to be the first to apologize for my incredulity at your claims about matte medium just being speed paint. I was wrong. You were right. I apologize. I don't know if you'll see this. If you do see this, make sure to drop a comment down below. Brother. Doing it live, you say? Yes. I think we could even use a bigger brush here. I may not have a bigger brush ready though. How about this one? We'll use a big ass brush for this. Let's just fucking slob all over these boys. Mmm, delicious. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. I think what we'll do is create another batch that's maybe a little more surface staining. I don't know. This might actually just work. We'll hit them with... Yeah, we'll need something a little more surface staining. Although this is making a ton of bubbles with the bigger brush. Which might be problematic. So let's slow down. Let's slow our roll. Slow our roll. I got excited. I got too excited and made a mess all over the place. I think this stuff just has a propensity to bubble. Is what's going on here. All right. It has a smell to it, that's for sure. Is it snack time? I think you might be right. I think it might be snack time. I'm going to be eating some noodles after the stream, I think. Might run downstairs for a block of tofu and a thing of green onion. Put them in my noodles. And that worked all right. That worked all right. It's a little not surface staining enough, but this is iteration 1. Iteration 1. All right, cool. I'm feeling all right about that. Tell y'all the truth here. Let's get in here and wash our boys. Give them some love. I guess at any point I could stop and put more paint in this. Right, that's I think where maybe I'm fucking up. I could have at any point stopped and put more paint in the mixture. But this is fine. We'll work with this, we'll apply it to everyone, and then we'll do the same. Whatever we do to fix this process and get our green a little more rich, we'll just do that on everybody. Shit, we might even just be able to do a second pass of this. Less thin. Either way, it's a really, really thin layering. So it's just going to kind of stain these models in the crevices. We'll try a second coat, perhaps. I don't know how far we'll go. We may just coat these boys, do a little work on something else, and then call it. And then tomorrow, I think we're going to be painting at the regular time, and we'll go for a long stream tomorrow. Go for like a 5-hour session, and then we can hang out on Discord, watch the Dicks in the Dark stream, cheer those boys on as they Dungeons and Dragons in space. sticks in hand, of course. See, over there, the stream hand is allowed to be below the table. All right. I mean, that looks decent. That looks decent. I don't think it's going to stain them as much as I'd like, but we got it just about figured out. The big puddle will dry out as you go. You should eventually hit prime consistency. Like, you're talking like Amazon Prime consistency? Yeah, I think I need some learning here. Some fooling around. Just a reminder to have your test model on hand when you try new things. But that's fine. We'll correct our mistakes. We'll move forward with it. Get this looking real good. Besides, there's a ton of layers going over top of this. We just want to get a good green on there, right? The normal green consistency, or the normal green base coating and coloration is what I'm trying to say. We get that green coloration on them, and then we'll come back in and we'll do our black striping over top. Maybe do some forced shadows with some washes. Just gonna let all the panel lines on our mechs define what this looks like, and we'll come back in with our other colors, bring it to life. We just want that base coat down so we can then do the fun details later, because all these guys have to have, like, we're gonna do sponge chipping, we're gonna do weathering, we're gonna do enamel washing, we're gonna do the tartan pattern on these boys, and then like all the olive drab fellows, same treatment. They're just gonna they're kind of plain olive drab, but then they're gonna have a bunch of kill markings and pin-up art, etc. Fun stuff. So we are not worried about putting a ton of effort in this initial base coat. Not at all. You're trying to think about what we're going to do for our smoke plume on this guy too. I think what we'll have to do is maybe come back in on this lad and repaint his smoke plumes to like a really light gray, maybe. Do a light gray, and then we'll hit it with the I have this Griffhound gray contrast paint that's like kind of a blue gray. And we can stain it down with that. We'll maybe do some like nice, I think reddish flames would probably be better to contrast our green here. Normally I think kind of a blue color for the heat coming out of jump jets, but I think a reddish orangish color would do really well here and put some contrast to our models. To our foresty green coloration, and then they're going to get like a snaky black stripy pattern. There's a term for it, I can't remember, for that style of patterning. All right, a little bit at a time, a little bit here, a little bit there. Just, it would be much better if the big brush would let me work, but that big brush was just putting so many bubbles that I'm worried the bubbles would, at least some of the bubbles would stick around and kind of fuck up the the surface quality on the paint here. We're just gonna coat these fellers solidly with our thin down, crazy, homemade shitty contrast paint. I can't believe how well that worked. And I think if we got the consistency right, that would be really cool to talk about in a video. Which I guess we'll be talking about it in this video a bit. Though less of a this is how you do the thing, but more of like, oh, we were desperate for contrast colors while working on a deadline, and this is how we dealt with it. And sometimes you too will deal with these headaches, and you're forced to overcome or to search for separate solutions. That way you can get the thing done in a perfunctory fashion that's satisfying for both you and your clients. Because this video is going to be about painting commissions with a deadline. Alright, let's regard our war dog. So we can see like kind of how well this worked. It's a really, really thin stain over our boy. And I think if we muck with this too much, what's going to end up happening is we're going to have we're going to lift some of that color out of the spots where we want it. I don't know, maybe something like that. We'll probably just give them a second pass once it dries out. I think this color is light enough that we can stand to have the pooling. We can stand to have the locations where it's really like deeply staining the model. We want more of the surface kind of staining on these guys, I think. I don't know, maybe we just push some on them now. On the first few, maybe just the first two even. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do it. I'm just doing it. I'm just spreading it around. We're just doing it. Anything that's already dried is fine. We need more on these boys. And I'm grabbing from a section that seems a little less thinned out, if that makes any sense. My decision here in the moment, as I've said, I'm not going to do it and then just did it, was that there's a few spots on this that we missed that need some staining. So we're doing that. We're just repositioning this shit so that it gets more staining, more surface staining on our boys. There we go. There we go. That's a little better. And then we'll do the same treatment on our do the war dog and the war hammer, I guess, the same way. Just rub these boys down, get them nice and greened up. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. Let's do this. Oh yes, I love an ad. I love an ad, y'all. I don't know about y'all. I just really, really love an ad. Holy shit, that was a double unskippable. Double unskippable. Also, don't try to give out a recipe. All paints will need their own mix. Suggest add a bit and test instead. You talking about we could do a big splash on the screen that says, when you're messing around with this stuff, the best policy is to experiment, i.e. fuck around and find out. And we'll do like a big fuck around and find out with like a rainbow and sparkles that does the thing as it goes. Yes. I like to fuck around and find out when it comes to painting. Like, there are other places where the implication of fucking around and finding out is bad, right? But when it comes to painting, when it comes to experimenting, putting color on your models, like, what's the worst that could happen, honestly? You screw it up really bad and have to repaint it. Big fucking whoop. I encourage y'all out there to fuck around and find out. Yeah, that could be really fun. If I haven't forgotten this by then, that'll make its way into the video. But shit, y'all know how long it takes me to put out any kind of content. We're going on 4 months at this point since the last video. Swap into a more stream-centric focus, I think. We'll still do the wacky shit, though. Them big wacky videos. Alright, cool. Baffo? Fuck around and find out. My brain took that as first in, first out at first, and that is not the same thing. How about it, though? How about it? Get some paint on these here boys. Get them looking all right. I likes it. So maybe we need a Goobertown Hobbies style video experimenting, like do an actual science experiment, and then like I could like airbrush my hair to like an orangey color and just welcome to Country Fried Minis. My name is Cameron, and today we're gonna find out how to make our own contrast paints from scratch. And then like instead of cats, I can 3D print some cats and just set them on the desk. The old retail brain kicked in first. I never actually worked retail. I was always restaurant service. But I did help with unloading trucks. So whenever we get shipments in, like the truck driver would dump the stuff off in like the back area and like unload it, but it would have to go in the cooler. And I swear, dude, every single time, 2 different restaurants. I worked at both Hardee's and Wendy's, and like did the unloading. And every single time, my other coworkers did not understand first in, first out, or were just too lazy to shift boxes around, and I would end up having to like reorder inventory in the walk-in coolers.
Yeah.
But you do work out.
Do I work out?
Give me 10.
Okay.
I do work out, Nathan. And I'm gonna do those workout for you right now, mister.
Bye, everyone. She can go on forever.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. You stay right there, mister. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'll have you know that my colossal ass attacked that same model. Push-ups are had. Ad break.
Baba Bezos.
Baba
needs
Bezos needs your money. This ad break has been brought to you by Nathan. That one fed me an ad this time. Remember, chat, every time you do that, you make me a few pennies. Thank you. Mr. Nathan, looking out for my pocketbook. Okay, where are we sitting at? We're 2 hours in. I think we can call a short stream tonight. What do y'all think? I'm kind of at a loss of how to proceed, other than busting out the airbrush again, and I kind of don't want to subject y'all to more airbrushing on the stream. So instead, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're gonna get back at it tomorrow at the regular time. I got some more models to, I got to get those battle armor off the build plate, and I still have to print something. I still have to print some more bases to get those on it, and I have to print VTOL stands. So I think what we'll do is we'll kick those down the road for tomorrow. We'll get those going, and what I'm aiming for is that Friday we can be really stuck in on working on some of the more detailed stuff, doing the tartan work, doing the freehand stuff, doing the fun parts of this. Either way, I'm really happy to see so many of y'all turn out to choose to spend your time wasting time here watching what's going on while we get some paint on these models. And of course, as always, as a reminder, if you want your own commission painted up with the same kind of frantic energy here on stream, perhaps turned into content, make sure to consider going over to fiverr.com/Thurston Studios and checking out what I have on offer over there, whether you're looking for Battletech minis or RPG stuff, or just 3D printing commissions. Just check it out. Inquiries are always free, and I can work within a budget. If you don't have a ton of money to throw at a project, remember that anything given, anything ordered goes towards making this here dream job continue to happen. This is all financed directly by y'all, and it is truly appreciated. Y'all are the absolute best. And while I'm out there shilling and begging for your money, make sure to consider joining up as a channel member. You get access to a fun little badge next to your name, showing off to the folks that you financially support the channel. You get access to biscuit-based emojis, and of course, priority consideration in joining up in things like Tabletop Tuesday or potential streamed Battletech games. Make sure to consider that. It's as little as $1 a month. All right, and I think with that, we've got these boys green. They need to sit, they need to cure. We're gonna do a second pass on them. We'll go back in afterwards and we'll hit these with the nice black snaky pattern. We might do that tomorrow and show you how contrast paints work over contrast paints. But yeah, Team Lawnmower, man. Nuh-uh. Anyhow. Seriously, big thanks to y'all. I'm trying to bring this little channel back to life. I've kind of neglected it lately. Let's bring it back. Let's do more streams and do some fun videos coming up too. I got the Crescent Hawks coming out sometime soon, and then we'll turn this one into a video as well. Sent you another base. Excellent. I will take a peek, Mr. Sling. Anyhow, y'all, I think we'll make this nice 2-hour stream tonight instead of a 3-hour. We'll be back tomorrow with an extra long stream. somewhere between 3 and 5 hours at the regular time. I think we're going to be at the regular time.
Give me 10.
And yes, you will get those push-ups, but before that, I'm going to click the button.
Everyone.
In
She can
this
go on
fucking stream.
forever.
Lots of love, y'all. Catch you tomorrow. Goodbye. And yes, I'm doing those push-ups right now. In fact, I'll do those push-ups before I walk to the other computer and close it down. You got it, mister.